Amber Alert issued for 4 West Lafayette children. Authorities in Indiana issued an Amber Alert late Friday for 4 children who allegedly were abducted by their mother from West Lafayette. The youngsters are believed to be in extreme danger, according to Indiana State Police. Victoria D. Whorton. Indiana State Police missing are Ahleiryah Ballard, a 1-year-old girl; Akira Ballard, a 3-year-old girl; Azzura Ballard, a 7-year-old girl; and Anthony Ballard Jr., an 8-year-old boy. Police think they were taken by their mother, 27-year-old Dominique Whorton, who is described as a 5'2", 145-pound black woman. The children were last seen Thursday in West Lafayette. Police don't know what kind of vehicle they might have been in. Anyone with information should call West Lafayette Police at 888-5826237 or dial 911. Brown. Chicago's skyline heads upriver. The North Branch corridor of the Chicago River is expected to be transformed over the next 2 decades after the City Council recently removed zoning barriers that kept out residential development. Photo provided by City of Chicago. We are told the North Branch corridor is going to be the next big thing in Chicago real estate. I have no doubt it will transform the land along the Chicago River's North Branch by extending downtown's high-rise footprint to areas that until now had been reserved for industrial use. Alt. Walter Burnett, 27th, helped put in place some of those protections at a time when the city was more worried about downtown sprawl pushing out job-producing industrial companies. Now that many of those companies have left for other reasons, the pressure has switched to opening the land for use by developers catering to the new tech economy and residences for the young people who work in it. It took me a while to be sold on it. I had to make sure my remaining businesses would be okay, said Burnett, who has become one of the main advocates for the plan pushed by Mayor Rahm Emanuel's team. Property owners who once begged to be included in planned manufacturing districts, legal designations that effectively prohibited residential use, now demand to be freed of those constraints so they can sell. Burnett said, "It's the part about the developers pushing for this that convinces me it is right to happen. This thing is really exciting," Burnett told me. "I just don't know if I'll be around to see it completed." The 53-year-old Burnett, elected in 1995, isn't planning to go away soon. He was referring to the 10 to 20 years it could take to complete work on the expected projects. Burnett was gracious enough to take me for a tour of the portion of the North Branch corridor he represents. He has the largest piece of the affected area, which is bounded roughly by the river on the east and the Kennedy on the west, stretching from Kinsey north to Wrightwood. I wanted to see the area through his eyes. Few people know as much about a neighborhood as a veteran alderman. Accordingly, he pointed out the hidden rail spur I would have missed that may become the city's next big bike trail and the Salvation Army properties he is determined to protect. Burnett used to hang out in this area while growing up just to the east in the Cabrini Green row houses. "We used to call this Ghost Town," he said. "A lot of trains used to be over here. There used to be a lot of coyotes and rabbits and all that stuff. We used to come over here on our bikes and play and get dirty. And, you know, guys used to break into trains and get stuff. We enjoyed a good laugh over that." The alderman's candor was a reminder of his well-documented misguided youth for which he has made amends many times over, even becoming the city council's most determined if pragmatic advocate for affordable housing. Burnett was still a teenager when the Chicago Tribune opened its Freedom Center printing plant along the river in 1980. Years later, as an alderman, he helped arrange for the property to receive planned manufacturing district protections when residential development began to encroach along the other side of the river. Now he's expecting developers vying for the Tribune property to be among the first to take advantage of the city's recently approved North Branch plan. The plan rezones much of the area to allow for mixed-use development while charging new fees for the privilege. Burnett said the city is hoping to collect as much as $58 million in developer fees from the Tribune property alone, much of which would be redirected to other parts of the city. Also in line for major redevelopments are the Greyhound bus maintenance facility just north of the Tribune site and the former Morton salt factory on Illstone, Burnett said. The new plan still protects other heavy industrial businesses such as Bygane Paving and Prairie, material that need to remain close to downtown, he said.